TempleOS is a 64-bit operating system made by Terry A. Davis, who according to many sources is a schizophrenic. He's been working on TempleOS by himself for about a decade and has released his operating system, which he continues to update for free. TempleOS has had many name changes, being called SparrowOS in 2012 and many other names before that. Terry seems to be religious and believes a program within his operating system called After Egypt acts as an oracle allowing you to communicate with God. He made his operating system run with a 640 by 480 resolution in 16 colours because God told him to.
God told him to?
Yep.
This will be interesting. Let's check it out.
So here we go, TempleOS version 1.06 released in 2013.
Wow, to me, on first impressions, it looks like an early version of Windows 8 with the moving little things.
Like the Wall Street, the live tiles kind of thing.
Yeah, I like the tip of the day. Is there a new tip every day?
There's a new tip every time you boot the computer.
Okay.
So actually,
do they ever run out of tips?
There's a limited number of tips, but they recycle them.
Okay.
An interesting thing about this tip of the day is actually telling you how to do the last task.
Oh, okay. I'll get this. Control-Alt-Delete.
Turns off the computer.
Oh, okay.
So when I say shut down the computer, you know exactly what to do.
Well, I got it from the tip of the day. Okay.
Now, your first task is what time is it?
Oh, I have to admit, I don't like all this moving around because I don't know what to actually focus on. Oh, actually, here. It's 7:49 p.m.
Yep, fantastic. Can you write, save, open and delete a text document?
And delete?
Yeah, so once you've opened it and viewed it, you've got to delete it.
I don't know where to start, all these moving things all over the place. Is it necessary for these to just constantly be moving?
So if you actually look at what's going on, it's almost like the title. You know how you've got a title, notepad, and then the file that's open? Basically, the program is here, it's saying term is open, see? Instead of at the top, it's got term, saying that's a program that's open, terminal. And then it's saying kind of the address of the program. See, it's saying doc/splash.txt, that's the file that's open.
Okay. So now, keyboard controls. Gosh, this looks really old. Reminds me of, I don't know, a really old operating system. Doesn't look modern at all. This looks like an old Windows 8, that's all.
What year would you say this is from?
Late 1990s, early 2000?
Do you think it's from? This is 2013.
Oh, this is current, gee.
And he's been working on it for about a decade by himself, well, by himself apparently.
With God's help, maybe.
Yeah. Him and God have been working on it.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, God, didn't mean to offend. Now, get rid of this. Get rid of what? I want to get rid of this, because it doesn't make sense.
Well, actually, you can get rid of the get rid of this. It's actually telling you to get rid of the get rid of this.
Shift escape to escape, okay.
To exit. First of all, I want you to identify how many windows are being displayed on the screen at once right now. How many
3?
windows? 3. So what window do you want to get rid of first?
Do I go there? No, it hasn't done anything. I thought that if I
What do you want to get rid of?
Well, I just want to, because obviously this isn't doing anything very
So you want to get rid of that one. So how do you think you get rid of this one?
By clicking on this one, and it should take me to that one, but it's not.
So it doesn't automatically bring that one to the front. How would you just get rid of this one?
Maybe X there?
Yep, and you could have also have pressed Shift Escape.
Oh, this is really confusing, having all this moving stuff. I don't like it. I just find this really distracting.
Now, something to note. Do not feel bad that you are struggling to use this. This was not made for ordinary users. This was made for people who enjoy recreational programming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I don't enjoy recreational programming, so it's not for me.
Okay. You're not really understanding what's happening on the screen right now, are you?
Not really.
Okay. This here, this is called WordStat. When you're typing words, it auto-completes them for you. Like, let's say I was typing at the bottom here, dog. See, D-O, and see how it's got all these words? See, download,
you know what?
do all, and all that.
I think it's easier to just put the G in, then scroll down that to see which word
No.
you're looking for.
But let's say you didn't know how to spell, what's the word, phosphorus. Let's say you didn't know how to spell phosphorus.
Okay, PH. Phos. Well, you kind of have to know how to spell it up to a point
Yeah.
to get it right. Phosphorus.
Did you get it right?
I actually got it right,
right.
and the first thing it gives me is what I just got right anyway. Gee, thanks for that.
But that's more if you're programming. Let's say, you know, in programming you need to know like exact commands like dir and all of that.
Yeah,
that's more in programming. Like normal words you don't really need it, but programming you probably would. So you can X out of that if you don't feel like you're going to use it.
I won't use it.
Yeah. There are two what you could call command prompts or command line windows. So you don't need two at once, do you?
No, I don't. So should we
get rid of this one. See how it's saying take a tour? Do you want to take a tour?
A tour? No, I don't want to take a tour. I don't want to take a tour. So I'll close that because I'm...
You've got to say no first.
Oh, you're kidding me. You would think think it would get the hint by if you closed it off that you didn't want to take a tour.
Okay, now you can close it off.
Oh, dear.
And close everything off just so you can see what it's like. So this...
How come it opened up with all those open up things? Is that the normal boot up
That's
screen?
just the way it boots up, yeah. But you can close them off and you can change it so it doesn't boot up like that.
Oh, okay.
So this is what you would call the desktop. However, the actual guy that made this calls this the wallpaper. Here you've got the CPUs and it's got like the swaps of the CPUs. And
so you can even swap CPUs with other CPUs.
And here you've got like all the tasks and stuff.
Okay, so there's all these things running, but I wouldn't have a clue what they are.
Yeah, and this is the Atom Task CPU. The reason it's called Atom is not because we're atoms and OSFirstTimer. It's called Atom because Adam and Eve, it's talking about like the beginning of time, and it's TempleOS, it's very godly, so Atom, it's the first thing that's run.
Okay.
Anyway.
I wouldn't have a clue how to open... I don't even know where a menu is.
Okay.
And all these flashing things are making me just very confused.
Let me give you some help.
And very distracted too.
See at the bottom here?
It's like they're all trying to gain your attention. Which one do you click? You click that? No, click me.
So what you want to do is you want to click Terminal. And this opens up this, right?
Which was open initially anyway.
Yeah.
And which you told me to get out of.
Just so you could see what it looks like, the desktop and stuff.
Right, but...
And it's a bit simpler now.
My first task
is
in there, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, just so you know, this is actually a window that you can resize and move around.
Thanks for giving me the hint of closing this window for the very first thing when my first task is actually in this.
Well, actually, all the tasks are pretty much in this. So you can actually resize and... See, it's a little scroll bar there too.
Can you stop all the flashing and...
All the code's available to you, so yes, you could edit it so it doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's just very distracting.
But I don't know how to do that. I've only researched the tasks that you're gonna do.
Okay.
I can add that to one of the tasks if you want.
No, that's okay. That would be too complicated.
So basically, just for the nerds out there who want to know this command line feeds into a C compiler.
What does that mean?
That basically means you can type in C code in there and it'll print it out, like, you know how you print hello and all of that, and it'll do that there.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'm going to show you is navigation commands. You know with DOS how you do dir and that lists all the files and stuff? Well, watch this. If you type dir here, it's not going to work. See how it comes up with just nothing?
Yeah.
But if you do capital D, dir like that with the little semicolon at the end, then it works. Oh.
Error. Oh, then it works. Error.
Okay. It works, but I just had to type it a second time for some reason. So it did it the first time, didn't work. Did it again, and it actually worked this time for some reason. And it's the same thing typed.
Oh, maybe God has his own time.
Okay, then.
To do things.
You can now see what folder you're in. You see that you're in D/accounts/Diana. And this stuff here is in the Diana folder. You've got makedistro.cpp.z, registry.cpp.z, and now it's time for you to make a file in there.
Just one question.
Yeah.
It must be very divine because of the fact that we're testing operating systems out of the box, so to speak.
Yep.
How did it know me?
I installed it and set your user to you. If you click, see these two little dots there?
Yeah.
Clicking those 2 dots will take you back a folder. See how you're just in the accounts folder now and you can see Diana there and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You can go into a folder just by clicking on it. So go into the Diana folder, you just click on it, and you can open any of these files with the spacebar. That doesn't open it, that shows you the code of it. To open it and run it as a file, if it was a file, you would press F5. So space allows you to view the code, and F5 allows you to run a program.
Well, how do I open a document? I don't care about...
So what you need to do is you've got to type in a command that allows you to make a new document.
Document?
I'll give you a clue.
Doc?
To make one that doesn't exist, you've actually got to edit a document. So you've got to say edit instead of create a new one. So you've got to edit a document that doesn't exist. And that's how you create a new one.
By editing a document that doesn't exist?
Yes, so you could write that you wanted to edit this document. Then it would edit it. But then you could write that you want to edit a document that doesn't exist. Because it doesn't exist, it'll create the document. You get it?
Oh.
So type in a command to edit a new document and call it what you want.
Edit 10 commandments. I can't even spell it.
Well, see, that's why you should have had that word stat. You had the opportunity, you got out of it. See, you should have had word
There's all these
stat.
distracting things happening on the screen.
Well, if you had word stat, you would have known how to spell
it. And that
it.
would be flashing at me, causing me more problems. And so enter?
Enter. Now, that wasn't the right command. I'll tell you the command to use, since you're not going to get this. Type in E with a capital E, and then a D, so ed, as if you're writing edit, then an open bracket, and then quote marks. So as if you're about to quote something.
Oh, yeah.
No, quote.
What's in that quote?
That's quote.
What's quote?
Oh. See, quote.
Conversation thing.
Yeah, quote. That's called quote.
Well, I call it conversation.
Well, I call it a quote like you learn in high school. Come on, you got the top 10 in Australian English for New South Wales. You're one of the top 10 HSC students and you don't even know what that's called. You call a quote a conversation thing.
Well, it was like 20-something years ago since my HSC.
And now you type the file name, so something.txt. Without a space though, so 10 commandments, because spaces stuff things up usually. .txt, but it has to be capital TXT, so TXT, and then in the quotes, and then in the bracket.
Then enter.
But you needed one more thing.
What did I need?
Everything needs to end with a semicolon.
Well,
so when I said do, you need
Can't I just delete all that and go back there? Just put the cursor back there.
No, you can't.
Well, then move that down to the bottom of the screen and just to go there.
Now I've got to type it again. You didn't let me finish. You just said, oh, okay, and then you finished.
Well, it's not very logical, this operating system, because
yes, but
it's
for
very
people,
specific.
You're used to typing. Well, that's what programming is. You have to be very specific when you do programming. In C, everything you do in C programming has to end with a semicolon, every line. So as soon as you finish line, print hello, and then semicolon, semicolon. Semicolon. Everything ends with semicolon.
Okay, just like you're talking on a walkie-talkie and saying over and out.
Yes. Now, as soon as you click that, it comes up where you can start typing. From off the top of your head, see if you can write the 10 commandments. We'll see if you're right. So
okay.
What's one?
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill. 3. Love thy neighbour.
You're already stuck?
No, wait. Love God and Jesus.
I don't think that's a commandment.
People should if they're Christian.
At the end of this video, we'll look at this and we'll see if you're right.
Yeah, people should if... Just let me correct myself. People should if they're Christian, okay? However, if they're not Christian...
Who should they love if they're not Christian?
Whoever they worship. And there are other alternatives, I'm sure.
Just out of interest, if they were someone like... what's the name? You know that one who wrote the 22 song?
No.
Who wrote 22?
I don't know.
That girl who sings. And she's a singer. Who wrote 22?
The girl who sings, and she's a dancer.
What's her name?
I wouldn't have a clue.
You know that, like we're 22.
I'm on a roll here. Wait, I'm on a roll here with the 10 commandments.
Well, she's a Satanist, whoever that is.
Be good is the next one.
Be good. I don't think that's a commandment.
Love God and Actually, love God, then... I'm going to delete Jesus for a second.
Delete Jesus?
No, just for a second.
You're going to delete Jesus?
How do you even get to him? Okay.
By worshipping him. Love Goss?
Love God.
Gods.
How do I get it? That's not good.
That's not a commandment at all.
Enter. 5. Love Jesus. That way it'll help me get through this. Oh, no. How do you control V it?
Paste it.
No, as in...
Z it?
Yeah, control Z. Undo that. Can you
does
do
control Z work?
Nah, see, it doesn't even
No.
have Control Z. Oh, and then you're putting little flashy things all over the screen and highlighting things you don't want to even highlight. Oh, I'm not really liking this.
It's not for you.
I know it's not for me. Well, good. Thank goodness. I won't say thank God. Anyway, I just
That would be really offensive.
I'm just frustrated. Wait, what's another good thing to do? Read the Bible. Read the Bible. What else could you do? I mean, that pretty
Okay,
much.
do you give up?
Yeah. It's funny considering I went to a Catholic school and I don't even remember.
Thou shalt have no other God before me.
Well, you're loving God himself.
Okay.
I should say love God himself.
No,
and
you
then,
don't have to edit it. No, you
but
can't
I'm
edit
just
it
saying,
now.
I'm just saying, and that covers that one. Okay.
We'll just say that covers that one then.
Yep, next one.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
So in other words, you can't make pottery or anything.
Is that really?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. You can't make things, really. You can't make anything.
Does it mean like not make another animal yourself, like scientifically? Like, do you know how in the lab they try and make new species and stuff and crossbreed? Do you think maybe that's what it is?
Oh, I think they're talking about not worshipping images and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I remember that one actually.
Yeah. Thou shalt not take the Lord of the... You just did
The
that.
name of the Lord in vain.
You just did that.
Sorry, God.
Well, you can talk to God a bit later because you can actually talk to God with this operating system. Remember the Sabbath day and to keep it holy.
Oh, that's right, the Sunday thing. I remember that, yeah. I got the kill.
Thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, honour the father.
I didn't even think of that adultery
And the
thing
mother?
because I am so good. I've 21 years of marriage and that word had never even entered my mind. So I'm already living by that.
Okay. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbour, and thou...
Don't lie. That's meaning
Yeah.
don't lie. Okay.
And thou shalt not
Well,
covet.
that's covered. Be good. Actually,
Yeah.
look, be good covers it all, doesn't it?
Okay, well, you want to save that now? So go save it.
Okay, where's the saving thing? Oh, if
Don't
I do
X, no,
that,
don't X,
that
don't X.
deletes it then, which is your next
No,
task.
but you need to then open it once it's saved.
Yeah, but that deletes
And then delete.
it, doesn't
No, but
it?
then delete it after that.
After it's saved.
Yeah, so after it's saved. So
Can't
you
I
can
just
save
do
it
the
first.
delete now and then save
No.
Because I found how to delete it.
No, that's not how to do... That's not actually saving it in the first place.
Okay, how do I
You can't delete something that you haven't saved. You're just closing something.
There's too many flashing errors here. It's driving
Okay, I'll give you a clue.
You'll have to.
Pretend there's a file menu at the top of the screen.
This?
No, just pretend at the very top of the screen that
Menu.
there's a
Oh.
file menu.
Oh, yeah, there is. But then when you go to save it, it goes away. Doesn't want to save it. Maybe because it got offended because I didn't get them right.
Okay, I'll give you another clue. Click.
Oh, and then... So you have to keep
Yeah.
your finger down.
Yeah, and then take your finger off when you've got it. There, it's saved.
It's saved now.
Now quit it.
That thing, I'm assuming, is quit.
Yep,
yeah.
you can also do escape.
Yeah.
If you type dir with a capital D with a semicolon at the end, do that.
Dir,
Semicolon at the end.
semicolon.
Now press enter. And what do you see?
Oh, the Ten Commandments.
And then you
there.
can click it to open it.
So click
Now,
on
did
it.
you know, it's good that he's made it, you click on it to open it, because otherwise you would have to type a command to open it. You'd have to, you know, do
Well,
the
that's
command.
at least good.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there could be more shortcuts to this, honestly.
Oh, there are lots of shortcuts, like you can click folders to open them rather than typing CD
Okay.
bracket quote
Delete
this
this
folder.
now?
Okay, now actually delete it.
Abort.
No, abort doesn't actually delete it.
So abort doesn't delete it.
Abort just is closing the program, really. It's a different way of closing it. Something about etc. being a back button or something.
But is abort a really good thing to have in something that
It's Christian.
Christian? You shouldn't abort.
Well, maybe he'll remove it.
Well, look, to me the logical thing is to abort it,
Okay.
meaning to delete it.
That just closed the program. It's still there. Now, to actually delete it, there's a few ways. You can either type in the delete command,
With a capital D, I'm assuming.
DEL, and then the
Yeah,
actual
but
thing you want
capital D? Is it really necessary to make the beginning of it a capital all the time? It just, if it wasn't a capital, there's one less thing you have to press. You know, is it necessary?
It's to improve readability. And then you'll just type the name of it, .txt. That's one way you can do it. But the better way you can do it, you don't
Del.
left click it, you...
Right click it?
Yep.
A right click.
And then what do you want to do with it? You want to
delete.
delete. And then what that does, it types in the command for you. Del did it. See?
And it's
So that's a shortcut. Another
Okay.
shortcut. So it types it for you.
And is this another shortcut? You go all the way up there. Oh, but then it disappears to do backspace.
No, that
Rather
just...
than that saves you, instead of pressing that button, you can actually take your cursor up there, and that's another shortcut, but then it disappears.
That tells you the last thing you've pressed. So if you press E, E will appear up there, see?
Oh, okay.
So the last, so if in case you've got short-term memory and you forgot, what was the last button I pressed?
But
That's
wouldn't you
what it
just
was.
look at that?
Yeah, but let's just say, for example, do Control M, like hold Control then press M.
Yeah.
And then you see Control M, but you can't actually see that you typed Control M here, can you?
I'm just distracted. What's going on here?
Now, what you've opened is you've opened the personal menu. Although this isn't your personal menu, this is the everyone's personal menu. So this is the public personal menu, but then you can make your own personal menu if you copy the public personal. You just got to copy this into your own thing to make it personal. So this is actually the public one. It's a public personal menu. So basically, it's a screen in a way where you can open lots of programs.
Right.
But these are only game kind of things. But there's lots more programs than this on the computer. These are just ones that have pictures and launchers in a way. Now, one thing that's important to note, in Linux, everything is a file. In TempleOS, everything is a document. That allows you, if you're programming, to have images in your source code. You've done that task, well done. Your next task is calculate 666 plus 777.
666, that's not a good number to be calculating on
That's
this.
why you're calculating it against 777. So you've got a devilly number against a godly number. You're combining good and evil together.
Okay, so what am I doing here?
Now,
So-
how do you think you calculate it?
Well, I would just assume, I wonder if it has the word calc, obviously capital, C, and then,
So that's what you would assume.
so it's not that.
It's not calc.
So it's not the logical thing you would think, right?
It's actually more logical than the logical thing you'd think.
And why didn't I think of it then?
Because you're thinking out of the box when you should have just been thinking in the box. You type 666 plus
Oh, you're
777.
Do you know, that did come to my mind, but I thought with all these other specifics with capitals and stuff, I thought, no, it wouldn't be that. 666. I don't like that number.
Yep, plus 777. But
Yeah.
don't press anything yet. What do all of these have? Every time you type a command, they have something in them. What do they have in them?
Equals?
Does this have equals in it?
Well, all these have equals.
No, but those aren't the commands. These are the commands in green.
Okay, yeah. Oh, it's colon, semicolon.
Yep, semicolon.
Enter.
And there's your answer.
1443.
Yep.
From this number, I actually think that good one out of that. Do you know why? You add 4 and 3 together, you get 7. Then when you add 4 and 1 together, you only get 5. So the evil has lost one. Good one. Because look, the evil was at the front, so you add those two, 5. Then the good was at the end, 4 and 3.
Yeah.
Good is still good.
And you
7.
can't add 6, can you? See? 4 and 4 is 8, 1 and 4 is 1 and 3 and 4. So you can't actually get anything else but 7 or 8 or 4.
Yeah, but if you did add 1 and 3 together, you get another 4. 3 4s are 12, and then if you half 12, you get 6. 2 6s, in fact. Double even.
But it's not 3.
No, I guess so.
You're like one of those people who go into these things, the end of the world is December 21st, 2012, because if you count the number of apostles at the table and look at how much milliliters of drink they had and divide that by 1 billion and the time when the earth started, then you get December 21st.
Is that how they got December 21st?
Well, that's apparently how they got it. Something about the amount of apostles and what they did
Okay, just let's...
how it produced that number. You now need to change the desktop. Well, not the desktop, it's called the wallpaper. Change the colour of the wallpaper. So the wallpaper, as you know, is
Blue.
this blue. Can you change this?
Well, you know what? I'm going to do the logical thing, which is right-click.
But it isn't there.
Nothing happens.
Now, I'm going to give you a step-by-step hint system, okay? Now, just a note, everything is a document. The information that is making the background blue is in a document somewhere on the computer.
So doc wallpaper?
I'll give you a clue.
Edit wallpaper?
I'll give you a clue.
Edit wallpaper.
No, it's not. Okay, if you go here to the help index. By the way, this gives you all the commands and stuff. If you don't know the commands, like for example, level 1 user help, admin help, programmer help, system programmer help, it just goes up harder and harder. What you're wanting to do is not what a normal user would do. It's not what an admin would do. It's not what a programmer would do. It's actually what a system programmer would do, because you're programming the system. You're editing the system files to change
So I
how
click
that works.
on that.
Yep.
Okay, done.
Okay, so now, what you want to do
Wallpaper.
How did you guess? That's right.
How did I guess? Duh.
Now,
Wallpaper.
this is the file that makes the wallpaper. It gets all the information from this file to produce that desktop or
So
wallpaper.
if you just change a few little letters
Yeah,
and
so this
figures
is what
and
makes
numbers
it.
here.
For example, you can see it's doing the drawing and getting the CPU and stuff like that.
If
and
I
it's
deleted
writing
a few lines or added a few other little things.
it would change it, but at the same time it could make it so the computer won't boot.
Oh, right.
This TempleOS. Now what you're doing is you want to change whatever is making it blue, and I want you to make it green. So change it from blue to green, whatever it is.
Well, I'm looking for the word blue, but I bet it's in number form or something, and I have to know what the numbers are.
I'll give you a clue.
Oh, blue,
First
blue,
paragraph.
blue, blue.
Yep.
There it is. I found it. So I'm just going to write green.
Good job. If you didn't do it in capitals, it would have had a problem.
Well, blue was in capitals, so I
Yep.
assumed I'd do it like this.
And then just look for the word blue. Make sure it's not in any other place of the document. If it is, you can change it. So there we go. Green, green. Any other blue?
No, not that I can see offhand quickly.
It's pretty noticeable to see the word blue, isn't it? Yellow, white. You can see all the yellow, see white text, yellow. And this is what I was talking about. Imagery is in the code. See that? This is a source code. You've got images in the source code. That's why it's like a document, because you've got an image in there. Otherwise, you'd be referring to like an image that's stored somewhere else. See how you can actually see images in the source code? That doesn't usually happen. So then you've got to save it. File, save. Now we'll quit this. Now, you may notice that it's still blue.
Yes.
You just have to reboot. So we're going to reboot now with Control-Alt-Delete, so do that.
But doesn't that turn off the computer?
Okay, we're back into it now, and as you can see, already green at the top.
Yeah.
And if we quit all the windows...
We've still got a blue background, but we've got weird green things happening here.
Now-
like someone's been sick.
What we did, I'll tell you what this actually means. We changed this from blue to green. We changed the background text from blue to green,
You know
like
what
the background
I
of
think
the text.
we did?
But we missed
must
one
have-
blue.
We missed a
that
blue.
That's the thing, we missed a blue, so...
Which is the
missed
actual wallpaper.
we changed part of it, that
Actually
counts.
missed the wallpaper.
Now you can explore the operating system yourself.
I've already had enough.
Explore some of these programs that it comes
Games.
with. Yeah.
To the front, that one.
Just press OK. And no. Within pixels. Let's just do that. 8. Can we just do a different one?
Organ.
Okay, so this is you make your own music.
Okay. Wait. Let me see.
Oh no, you can press
No,
the,
no,
the
no,
keys
no.
on the keyboard too,
No,
so it's
no.
faster. Look,
Oh, okay. Well,
So
let
that's
me
better.
see. Which ones do you press? Oh.
the middle ones.
Anyway, get the...
Yeah, I get the impression. I think you can also draw them up here, like if you click and drag them up, and you can actually make a little music piece, and then press play and it'll play it. Well,
me
you
do it.
actually you can click record, and then because I've recorded, I'll stop recording and press play.
And
Get
it
it back
doesn't
to
play.
no, get it back to the beginning.
and then it gets stuck.
And then it flatlines and dies. There's a way to do it. Let's just get out of this. Exit. A program.
one should I
a program that you
choose?
can go into is After Egypt. This is the one that allows you to talk to God.
Really?
Yep. Okay, so what you do, if you press escape and go with Talk with God, that's going up the mountain, and finding the burning bush.
Can I just ask you, what were the other options apart from talk to God?
Go to the court and choose stuff like, if a woman commits adultery, what do? Do you give mercy? Do you punish and do all that
Well,
kind
you
of
know
stuff?
what? I think all those other options should be done away with because God knows everything. You just talk to God and everything's answered. That covers all the other options,
Okay.
wouldn't you think?
So can you find the burning bush? Use the arrow keys. Arrow keys, and find the burning bush.
That looks to me...
Keep
it's
going.
not really.
Keep going forward, you should be able to find it.
Wait.
Go around maybe. So I don't think you're in the desert, so there's not many bushes. Oh, I think that's it there, maybe the flashing one.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that one. So go
I
to it.
can't get to
Forward. Go to it.
I'm trying to, but the goats are in the way.
Don't worry, just walk
The
through them. Walk through them. Walk through.
I just can't move. Okay, I found...
Go forward. Keep going. Okay, now what you do, you have to give some worship now. So thank you. What do you thank God for? Just say thank God for.
Thank you for helping me find the burning bush.
Okay, now give him a question. What's the question? Then press OK.
How do I stop that music?
Just ask a question.
Oh, that's what I'm asking. How do I stop that irritating music?
And then press OK. Now God's choosing a passage from the Bible. Actually, press
To answer
space.
my question.
Publicly, he's generating words. Publicly, rob, cost, friends, fed, illuminance, struggles. So, publicly rob, cost, frenzied, fed, illuminance, struggles.
He sounds very confused.
I think he's struggling. I think he's struggling. He can't decide.
Crazy as well. No, I think the music's driving him crazy as well.
Okay.
He can't think straight.
Let's see if he says anything. Struggled, maintained, bear. Consistent. So, no, I think
Is it
he's had
supposed
enough.
to make sense?
Basically, I don't think you gave a good enough worship to him or something, and that's why it didn't work as well. If you give him a better thing like thanks for something better and stuff like that.
So that's the excuse when it's all mumbo jumbo, that you didn't give good enough worship.
Yeah, something like that.
But he still didn't answer my question of how to shut down this.
Well, I think he's struggling, unfortunately. Quit. We might look at another thing. Oh, this is a jukebox, by the way. This is music by him and God, whoever made this operate, by Terry and
Eat
God.
Mary.
Do you like it?
Honestly.
And it's all coming from that speaker. Those are the words, like if you were singing it.
Alrighty.
Almighty.
Almighty. I agree. Already
Okay.
I've seen enough.
Okay, now press
Can we
X.
close it?
Yep.
I totally agree. I have seen enough.
Now we'll just quit that. Oh, and this is a little tank game. See, and you shoot the tank's space.
You
See?
shoot the tanks.
Yeah.
And
Now-
this is a holy thing, and you shoot the tanks.
Well, there's a first-person shooter in this. This is
Does
castle.
anybody else see something that just doesn't appear right in this?
Now this is
What, another
Franken-
shooting thing?
Yes. Basically, whenever the guy goes into this, he says, God said that these people here are dancing, and then you shoot them. I can't. Oh, I keep missing them. That one's by the tree. See, God said they were dancing, so that's why they're apparently dancing, he said. And then the goal is to go around.
The whole goal of this
Is to kill everyone you find that's dancing.
I've really had enough of this. This just doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. All these programs here aren't all the programs in the game. There's like some, you build a bridge there, you're an evil diving for fish and all these other things. And there is also...
He looks like he's playing cricket. Make it go down. He looks like he's playing
Yeah,
cricket.
that's the After Egypt one. It's
Doesn't he?
Jesus hitting the stone and water comes out. And there's a bull one. And then you've got the demo index, which has a bunch of other, like, say, game making skills, beginner, and then all these programs. For example, .NET. That's what the code looks like. This code produces that.
Lovely, thrilling.
See? Anyway, can you now turn this off? Another way you can turn it off is...
Control Alt Delete. I remembered that.
You can
from the
also
beginning.
do it the other way though. What do you think the command is to shut it down? You actually don't shut down. You get into a state where it's at the
Control
boot
Alt Delete.
manager.
I remember
the
it from
command.
the tip of the day.
Command. I spelt it wrong, but command.
I don't know.
What is the
Shut
command?
down.
No,
Turn it off.
it's reboot.
Reboot, but I don't want to reboot it. I want it gone.
No, you type reboot, then you turn your computer off at the tower.
Boot.
Yep, but you're missing something.
The little friend at the
And
end.
you need another one too.
Another one?
Yeah, with reboot you need two. Reboot, it doesn't accept one, it says you need two. And there we go.
It's gone.
And then it goes to this screen, TempleOS bootloader, and then you can turn your computer off at the tower.
So it's not really rebooting anyway.
No, it's kind of reboot, and then this is like a boot screen, and then you choose to start booting it. So here you won't lose any files if you turn your computer off. So, what do you think about TempleOS? As something interesting, think about how all the programs on there, all of those programs after Egypt, you can look at the source code of all of them. You get it?
For me. It just doesn't look modern to me. It looks like, I don't know, 1990s, early 2000s.
But for someone...
It's very text-based and, I don't like this. And flashing lights everywhere, I mean...
For someone who likes coding, do you think this would be a great operating system? Because it's a whole operating system. You can look at all the code within it, all these programs. Thing
For
is a file, but
somebody
you
who
can look
is
at code.
interested in looking at code, okay, you know,
And
fine.
having fun coding, yeah.
But as long as they're Christian. But other than that, it's not for me.